Hi, my name is Dr. Bill Seare. I'm a doubly boarded orthopedic and plastic surgeon involved in lipo for its inception almost 30 years ago. I have come across a very interesting technology from a company called Elux, and they use gold nanoparticles excited to resonance with 800 nanometer laser light and get fat melting, actually destruction of fat cells with the freeing of fat oil plus heating of the tissues. This can be exquisitely controlled with where the particles are placed and how the lasers are used to excite that reaction. I have been involved with them for about a month and a half and have this video of one of our most recent experiments where we use the gold nanoparticles very carefully injected and removed in a very controlled way in human donor abdominoplasty skin. One of our contributing plastic surgeons is very gracious in supplying us with the skin. This current skin was used from a body lift, and there was more than an abundant amount of skin for us to use. We then used the skin and cut it into very controlled sizes, and in a very controlled manner injected either saline on the control side or the gold nanoparticles on the treatment side, treated them both with laser, and then suctioned them in exactly the same way. We got some amazing results where we got much more even suctioning and at least twice as much fat coming out in a shorter period of time. It was quite remarkable to see, and the fat left behind was very definitely different and worthwhile seeing. I hope you enjoy the video that I prepared for Elux. Thank you.
So we're making a pattern that is 4 centimeters by 7 centimeters. We're 16 centimeters from the very tip of this flap, and we have 2 centimeter offsets. So we did it similarly, 16, and then it's 33 and a half here. Both of those will be 33 and a half. It's hard to draw on the skin. And we have 4 by 7. So we have worked to try to get these samples comparable from the central abdomen. What we did is we have a 4 by 7 template, and then this 3 centimeters around that we're trying to get. And you can see that even though we've cut and cut and cut, these are still slightly different, and it's amazing how the weights are different. And these weigh roughly how many grams?
225.
And they're plus or minus
3.
So we're going to try to inject with this number 20 spinal needle in parallel amounts, and we're going to try to do it half a syringe each time, so there will be 10 this way, 10 this way, 10 this way, and 10 this way. What we'll do is we'll inject 2 or 3 cc's in the area of treatment. Now this is our primary area that we're trying to treat, but we're going to have to feather. So in injecting, we're going to do an area like this, but we have the opportunity to try to inject as evenly as we can, and we're going to try to separate the injections by about 1 centimeter, where this one's a little more superficial to the skin, over 1 centimeter deep, again more superficial and deep, and just go all the way across, so that if we have 10 and we're doing 2, maybe we have 5 of those that we do each place. And then we will repeat that at sides each way. So we're going to try again to inject. We may find we need to do a little more tumescent fluid, but I'm going to inject about cc each time. Just try to be in the area of treatment. We really need to inject more fluid. Needs to be a wetter tumescent. Start over here. Inject about a cc. Come up here. Inject about a cc. And more. I'm pretty sure it needs to be more dilute. And rotate it again. Again, we're just going to try to treat those areas that we're trying to get with feathering it. I'm just trying to inject in that area. Deeper. Actually more superficial because it's upside down. Superficial, and I'm keeping the syringe down on the ground. I think I can control it a little bit better. A little deeper in the sub-Q, a little more superficial, a little deeper, more superficial, deeper, more superficial. That's it. Okay, so now we have the gold. You can see it's slightly smoky color. You can see it's slightly smoky color in the syringe. The optical density is what?
0.625.
Okay, so we're going to inject here, needle in, and then we're going to try to do about 1.5 superficially. On this sample, but this is closer to the skin, so it's more superficial on the skin. A little deeper in the fat. For me, the cc.5 works best. I could get it the whole throw. A little more superficial. Some left over, so we can put some deep here. And split it here. Let's put it there. Okay. And rotate it again. Let's see if we can rotate that way. And just video doing it one more way. So here are samples. We're going to try to show where they are. Here and here, and they're matched for weight here, and they're matched for weight here within a few grams, and these are
225, and these are 170 pre-injection.
So about 50 cc's difference between the two. And so these are the gold treated ones.
Those are the PBS treated ones. Bottom are the PBS.
PBS treated ones, and these are the gold treated ones.
Record.
So we also measured what the width and length and diagonals were, and we recorded that. So the reverse side was 22, and this is 23. And this is the gold sample on the heavier sample.
There's some liquid that's causing me to lose. Still low. So that was the third one of the second one.
Six hotspot. Oh, 27.
I got a first album.
Yes.
Okay.
Camera froze. Oh, there
You
you
gotta
go.
turn off and plug back
It's
on.
32. 31.
32.
32. I was 32.
And then the diagonals.
Diagonals.
Okay. That's it.
37.
And
I'm waiting for your YouTube. Same as the first sample.
and the reverse.
The reverse end.
Yes. 25. So all the readings are almost the same. Actually, this was
So we got 16 cc's in 2 minutes,
Mhm.
and this is the untreated sample, and I'm gonna let you finish suctioning
Until we hit.
it till we hit, and we ought to keep track of the total time.
Okay.
So we got 16 cc's in 2 minutes,
Mhm.
and this is the untreated sample, and I'm gonna let you finish suctioning
Until we hit.
it till we hit, and we ought to keep track of the total time.
Okay.
So we're timing. So again, we're gonna do 30 seconds.
Feels
What do you think?
quite easy to move through.
More easy?
Yeah, it feels.
Should get
5 seconds.
more. Do 4 more
Stop.
strokes. So we can do that all the way around. I don't know if you want to watch it.
Start. 5 seconds.
I actually have. Okay, ready.
Start. 5 seconds. Stop. And we're already at almost 30 milliliters.
Go and tilt it just so we have an accurate number.
So is that it?
Yeah.
2 minutes and we're almost at 30.
So 2 minutes, we're at 30. What?
Already.
What exactly?
Can you read it?
Yeah. Oh, I can't. It's on the other side. It's exactly 30.
So I want to get your impression. You thought it was easier.
I
is
thought
that
it was
right?
easier for sure.
There's sure a nice divot, and in 2 minutes we're able to get what we got in, what was the total
5
time?
minutes 30.
5 minutes, 30 seconds. So what we're going to do now is fill it's a lot less lumpy,
Definitely.
which
It's
that
one-
is helpful.
There's one little lump there.
And so when you feel that, there's a little, but if I compare the lumpiness, there's just all kinds of lumpiness in here. There is definitely less lumpiness. Okay, so let's
see the reverse side.
I don't see anything that covers
Yeah.
it, but it's definitely a hole there.
Okay.
So I would say let's go ahead and suction for the same time. So I want to get your impression. You thought it was easier.
I
is
thought
that
it was
right?
easier for sure.
There's sure a nice divot, and in 2 minutes we're able to get what we got in, what was the total
5
time?
minutes 30.
5 minutes, 30 seconds. So what we're going to do now is fill it's a lot less lumpy,
Definitely.
which
It's
that
one-
is helpful.
There's one little lump there.
And so when you feel that, there's a little, but if I compare the lumpiness, there's just all kinds of lumpiness in here. There is definitely less lumpiness. Okay, so let's
see the reverse side.
I don't see anything that covers
Yeah.
it, but it's definitely a hole there.
Okay.
So I would say let's go ahead and suction for the same time. So I wanted to comment on, this is a different color. This is more like Vaser fat, where this is a little whiter and a little less, it's more milky looking as opposed. And I don't know if you can see that in this or not. But this is a little redder. It's settled out because we just did it, but this looks a little more like Vaser fat, and I can see the oil at the top. There's the oil right there, and there's a little bit of oil up here, but the oil hasn't come through. And there's a lot of oil at the top here, even though we haven't let it settle the same amount of time. So you can see this in the video. At the same time, this is really caved in there. And by going over that, we've gotten almost all of the fat out here. The fat's like non-existent here. So essentially able to get all of the fat out, especially in that center. If you look, you can see that difference easily in the video. So we're trying to carefully document the smoothness here. This is really lumpy. It's like too much out here in the center, and lump, 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 lump. And as I measure that, and you can almost see it. As you measure this, it's much finer, where this is like a, not a marble, but like what would the size be?
Turn around and look.
I don't think you can see it by looking.
Well, you can kind of
Well,
see.
maybe you can. You see how this is much smoother, where you can see the lumps. Yes, you can. Yeah, we see a little lump there, but overall, if you stretch that and look, oh, look at that.
Yep. Move it up a little bit because the camera's not quite catching up. See a lump.
So, and I'm most worried. So these are the we didn't treat out here, so I'm not so worried about the lumps out here, but the lumps in the treated area. You look at that, and you look. There are a lot of lumps there. If you look at this in the treated area, it's very smooth, very smooth. That's impressive. That's impressive. Let's see if we can do that one more time. So I want to put these together to show kind of what we have here. As you look at, this is the non-gold PBS treatment, and this is the gold treatment. And as you look, you spread that out, look at how even that is. This is almost looks like the non-treated. Now you can tell these are smaller, thinner, I hope. Don't know if you can. Thinner, because we've taken stuff out. You see, they're the same lumpiness. But that's what happens is if it's too hard to get into and you haven't dissolved it, this stuff, see that doesn't come out. That stuff needs to be, you go right through and you don't get it. I don't see any of those in here. I can't, see, there's just not those kinds of fat that, see how that comes out? See, those are what we leave behind and we try to get in different directions with the cannula, and it just keeps bouncing off. You get here and you get there and you don't get in. Here, because it's more fragile, easier to penetrate, you're able to get it. And you can see that you can't get that stuff out. So I think that's a big deal. Let's see what it looks like in a minute.
Let's try it again.